Before we dive in, a quick but very important disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for educational and informational purposes only. The world of cryptocurrency is volatile and carries significant risk. You should always do your own research and consider consulting with a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. This presentation is not an offer to buy or sell any securities or crypto assets. Your financial decisions are your own. You've seen the headlines. Bitcoin hits a new all-time high. Ethereum is changing the internet. Some dog-themed coin has made a handful of people millionaires overnight. Your coworker, your cousin, even your friend who still can't figure out how to screen share on Zoom is suddenly talking about their crypto portfolio. You hear the words blockchain, NFT, DeFi, staking, and it feels like a different language from a different planet. And there's this nagging feeling, this little voice in the back of your head, that you're missing out. That a massive technological and financial shift is happening right under your nose, and you're stuck on the sidelines, completely paralyzed by one single question. Where do I even begin? You go online and it's even worse. 1,000 different apps, 100 different gurus, yelling at you to buy this coin or that token. You hear horror stories of people losing their life savings to scams, or just by forgetting a password. It feels complicated, it feels risky, and honestly it feels designed to keep normal people like you out. So you close the tab, you put it off for another day, and the feeling of being left behind just grows. What if I told you that getting started is not nearly as complicated as it seems? What if I told you that in the United States, you can go from zero knowledge to buying your first fraction of a cryptocurrency safely and securely, in less time than it takes to watch a movie? What if you had a simple step-by-step blueprint designed specifically for beginners in the US, cutting through all the noise and all the jargon? That is exactly what this is. This is not a video about getting rich quick. This is not a video hyping up the next moonshot coin. This is your definitive, no-nonsense guide to choosing your first crypto app, setting it up the right way, and making your first purchase with confidence. By the end of this, you will no longer be on the sidelines. You will have the knowledge and the tools to take that first critical step into this new digital world, understanding exactly what you're doing and why. I remember my first time. It was a mess. The platforms were clunky, the instructions were confusing, and I was genuinely terrified I was sending my money into a black hole. I made mistakes. I wasted time. I felt that exact same paralysis you might be feeling right now. I created this guide because it's what I wish I had when I started. It's the shortcut to avoid the headaches and the anxiety. But before we even think about downloading an app or clicking a buy button, we need to establish the foundation. We need to get our mindset right. Because the technology is the easy part. The hard part is managing your own psychology. So let's start with the 3 unbreakable, non-negotiable golden rules of starting your crypto journey. If you remember nothing else from this entire video, remember these. Golden rule number 1. Start ridiculously small. I'm not talking about your, I'll skip my latte for a week money. I'm talking about your, I found this in the couch cushions money. $20, $10, even $5. Why? Because your first transaction is not about making money. It is 100% about education. It's about learning the process. It's about feeling the experience of buying a digital asset, sending it, receiving it, and seeing how the app works. You need to get reps in. You wouldn't try to lift a 300-pound barbell on your first day at the gym, would you? You'd start with the empty bar. This is the empty bar. The goal of your first purchase is to demystify the process and build your confidence, not to fund your retirement. By starting small, you remove the fear and emotion from the equation. It becomes a learning exercise, which is exactly what it should be. Golden rule number 2. Security is not a suggestion, it's your new religion. In the traditional banking world, you are the customer. If your credit card gets stolen, you call the bank, they reverse the charges, and they send you a new card. You are protected. In the world of crypto, for the most part, you are your own bank. This is both incredibly empowering and incredibly terrifying. It means you have full control over your assets, but it also means you have full responsibility for securing them. We are going to walk through this step by step later on, but you need to burn this into your brain right now. You will use a unique, strong password for your crypto app. You will enable something called two-factor authentication, or 2FA, immediately. You will be obsessively skeptical of unsolicited emails, text messages, and direct messages offering you help or free crypto. They are all, and I mean all, scams. Your security is your responsibility, and starting with that mindset from day one will save you from 99% of the horror stories you hear about. And golden rule number 3. This is a marathon, not a sprint. The media loves to focus on the crazy overnight stories because it gets clicks. But the reality is that the underlying technology is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a fundamental evolution of how we interact with money, data, and the internet itself. It's going to take years, even decades, to fully play out. There will be massive price swings both up and down. There will be periods of insane hype. And there will be crypto winters, where everyone declares it dead for the 10th time. If you approach this with a gambler's mindset, trying to time the market and flip coins for a quick buck, you are going to get burned. It's almost a statistical certainty. But if you approach this with a learner's mindset, curious, patient, and focused on understanding the long-term potential of the technology, you have a much greater chance of success. Your goal today is not to pick the winning coin for the next 10 years. Your goal is to learn how the system works so that you are prepared and positioned for whatever the future holds. So let's recap our foundation. 1. Start ridiculously small. This is about education, not investment. 2. Security is everything. You are your own bank, act like it. 3. Think like a long-term student, not a short-term gambler. If you can internalize these 3 rules, you are already ahead of the majority of people entering this space. You're setting yourself up for a journey that is driven by curiosity and knowledge, not by fear and greed. Now that we have that foundation set, that solid ground beneath our feet, we can start to build. The very first decision you have to make is choosing the right on-ramp. The application that will be your bridge from the traditional financial world of US dollars into the new world of digital assets. In the United States, you have dozens of options, but they are absolutely not created equal. Some are incredibly simple but have high fees. Others are complex and powerful but are completely overwhelming for a beginner. Some have a huge variety of coins, while others stick to the basics. Choosing the right one for you for your specific goals as a beginner is the most important first decision you will make. And that is exactly where we are going next. Let's cut through the noise. When you search for best crypto app on your phone, you are hit with the wall of options. It feels like walking into a supermarket, the size of a football field, when all you need is a gallon of milk. You see logos you've never heard of, promising the world, low fees, and 1,000 different coins. It's overwhelming by design. But here's the secret. For your first app, you only need to care about 4 things. Get these 4 right, and you've already avoided 90% of the mistakes beginners make. First, and most importantly, is ease of use. Is the app intuitive? Does it feel familiar, like your banking app or your Venmo? Or does it look like the dashboard of a space shuttle with charts and numbers you don't understand? For your first purchase, you want the path of least resistance. You want big, friendly buttons that say buy and sell. You don't need complex order types or margin trading. You need simplicity, because simplicity builds confidence. Complexity breeds fear and inaction. We are looking for the app that holds your hand, not the one that throws you into the deep end. Second, security and regulation. This is non-negotiable. Where is this company based? Is it regulated in the United States? You are about to connect your bank account and trust this company with your real hard-earned money. You want an app from a company with a physical address in the US that answers to US regulators and has a long track record of protecting its customers' assets. A lot of the horror stories you hear about people losing all their money happen on obscure, unregulated exchanges based in countries with lax laws. We are not going anywhere near those. We're staying right here in the regulated, well-lit part of the crypto world. Third, we need to talk about fees. Nothing is free. Every time you buy, sell, or sometimes even move your crypto, there's a fee. Some apps hide these fees in the spread, which is the difference between the price they quote you and the actual market price. Others have a clear, flat fee. Some have complex, tiered systems that are cheaper for big-time traders. For a beginner, you want fees that are transparent and easy to understand, even if they aren't the absolute rock-bottom cheapest. Paying an extra $1 or $2 on your first $100 purchase for the peace of mind that comes with a simple, secure platform is the best deal you'll ever make in this space. And fourth, the selection of coins. This is a trap. You see an app that offers 3,000 different cryptocurrencies and you think, wow, more is better. It's not. It's a casino designed to lure you into gambling on obscure, unproven projects. For your first year, you should really only be concerned with the 2 titans of the industry, Bitcoin and Ethereum. They are the most established, most secure, and most widely understood. Your first app doesn't need to be a Swiss Army knife. It needs to be a hammer. A simple, reliable tool for one job: getting you started safely with the highest quality assets. So keeping those 4 criteria in mind, Ease of use, security, clear fees, and a focused coin selection. Which apps actually make the cut for a US beginner? Out of the dozens of options, the conversation almost always boils down to three major players for your first step: Coinbase, Kraken, and Gemini. Let's start with the undisputed king of beginner-friendly crypto, Coinbase. If there is an Apple of crypto apps, this is it. Coinbase is a publicly traded company on the Nasdaq, based in the US, and for millions of Americans, it was their very first on-ramp into the world of digital assets. Their main app is beautifully designed. It's clean, it's simple, and it feels incredibly familiar. If you've ever used a modern finance app, you will know exactly what to do. The process of connecting your bank account, verifying your identity, and making your first purchase is streamlined to perfection. They've spent hundreds of millions of dollars to make your first 10 minutes on the app as frictionless as possible. They know that if they confuse you, you'll leave. And they don't want you to leave. On the security front, they are top tier. Being a public US company means they are under a massive regulatory microscope. They hold a huge portion of their assets in what's called cold storage, offline, away from hackers, and your US dollar cash deposits are FDIC insured up to $250,000, just like a regular bank. Now what's the catch? The catch is the fees. The base Coinbase app, the super simple one, has higher fees than its competitors. They charge a premium for that simplicity and ease of use. And you know what? For your first purchase, it's worth it. Think of it as paying for a guided tour instead of trying to navigate a foreign city with a confusing map. You pay a little more for the guide, but you're guaranteed to see the main attractions without getting lost. Once you're more comfortable, Coinbase actually has a separate, more advanced platform with much lower fees, but for day one, the main app is where you start. So that's option 1, Coinbase, the easiest, most straightforward path. Option 2 is Kraken. If Coinbase is the Apple of crypto, Kraken is kind of like the pro-level Android. It's been around even longer than Coinbase, since 2011, and has a legendary reputation for security. They have never been hacked, which is an incredible feat in this industry. Kraken is also a US-based, regulated company, so it checks that critical security box. Where Kraken shines is its fees. They are significantly lower than the standard Coinbase app. The user interface is a bit more professional. It's not confusing, but it presents you with a little more information. It feels less like a simple payment app and more like a serious investment platform. For some people, this is a huge plus. It feels more robust. For others, it might be a slight step up in complexity that they don't need on day one. If you consider yourself pretty tech-savvy and you're willing to spend an extra 10 minutes figuring out the layout to save money on fees in the long run, Kraken is an absolutely fantastic choice. It's the platform you can start with and grow into. Finally, option 3 is Gemini. Founded by the Winklevoss twins, yes, the ones from the Facebook movie, Gemini's entire brand is built on one word: trust. Their motto is crypto without chaos. They are based in New York and are subject to the famously strict regulations of the New York State Department of Financial Services. They have a laser focus on security and compliance, which can give a lot of beginners peace of mind. The Gemini app is also very clean and easy to use, sitting somewhere between Coinbase simplicity and Kraken's professional feel. Their fees are competitive, but their main selling point is that feeling of institutional-grade security. If you are the kind of person who is very risk-averse, who worries about the Wild West reputation of crypto, Gemini is designed specifically to calm your fears. So Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, the easy one, the cheap and powerful one, and the ultra-secure one. For 80% of you watching, Coinbase is going to be the right answer. Just download the main blue and white Coinbase app from the App Store, and you're on the right path. Now what about the other apps you've heard of? What about Robinhood or PayPal or Cash App? You can buy Bitcoin on all of them, right? Yes, you can. But there's a fundamental difference. On those platforms, you're generally just buying exposure to the price of crypto. In most cases, you can't actually withdraw your crypto to your own personal wallet. You can only buy it and sell it within their app. This is a crucial distinction. It's like buying a gold certificate versus owning a physical gold bar in your own safe. For just dipping your toe in the water, they're fine, but they don't give you the full experience or ownership of the asset. We're here to learn how to do this for real. The choice is yours, but it's not a life or death decision. Choosing any of these three, Coinbase, Kraken, or Gemini, is a winning move. You can't go wrong. The most important thing is to just pick one. Don't spend a week agonizing over it. My advice? Go with Coinbase. It's the path of least resistance, and our goal right now is to get you from 0 to 1. Once you've downloaded the app, you're going to be faced with the next critical step: setting up and verifying your account. This is where you'll need your ID, and where you'll set up the security features that will actually protect your money. It might seem a little intimidating, but this 5-minute process is the single most important thing you will do to secure your new account from hackers and thieves. And there is one specific security setting that most beginners skip, leaving their account dangerously exposed. We're going to walk through that setup step by step to make sure you do it right. The single biggest mistake a crypto beginner can make isn't buying the wrong coin or selling at the wrong time. It's setting up their account with a false sense of security. The setting we're talking about is called two-factor authentication, or 2FA for short. And how you set this up will determine whether your account is a steel vault or a cardboard box with a keep out sign on it. Think of your password as the key to your house. It's your first line of defense. But what if someone steals that key? What if they find it, copy it, or guess the combination? They can just walk right in. Two-factor authentication is like having a second high-tech lock on that same door. But this lock is special. Its combination changes every 30 seconds, and only you have the device that shows you the new code. So even if a thief has your main key, your password, they're still stuck outside, staring at a lock they can't possibly open. Now, almost every crypto app will prompt you to set up 2FA. And this is where the critical mistake happens. They'll give you two main options: SMS authentication or authenticator app authentication. 99% of beginners choose SMS. Seems easy. The app just sends a code to your phone via text message, you type it in and you're done. Feels secure. But it is dangerously, catastrophically insecure. Relying on SMS for your crypto security is like building a bank vault out of glass. Let me tell you why. Your phone number isn't as secure as you think. It can be stolen. There's a specific type of hack called a SIM swap attack, and it's terrifyingly common. Imagine this. A hacker finds your name and phone number online, which is not hard to do. They call your cell phone provider, pretending to be you. They say they lost their phone and need their number activated on a new device. They use bits of personal information they've gathered about you to answer the security questions. Maybe from your social media, maybe from one of the 100 data breaches we hear about every year. The customer service rep, trying to be helpful, falls for it. They deactivate your phone's SIM card and activate the new one in the hacker's possession. Suddenly, your phone loses service. You might think it's just a dead zone. You go to bed. While you're sleeping, that hacker now controls your phone number. They go to your crypto app, type in your email and click Forgot Password. The password reset link gets sent to your email. But they've already used your phone number to get into your email account too. Once they're in your crypto account, they initiate a withdrawal for all of your funds. The app for security says it needs to send a 2FA code to confirm. And where does it send that code? To your phone number. A phone number that the hacker now controls. They get the text, type in the code, and just like that, every dollar you invested is gone. Forever. This happens every single day. This is why we never use SMS for two-factor authentication. Instead, we use the gold standard, an authenticator app. This is a separate free app you install on your phone. The most popular ones are Google Authenticator and Authy. Unlike SMS, these apps are not tied to your phone number. They are tied directly and physically to your device. The codes are generated inside the app on your phone. They are never transmitted over any network. This makes them completely immune to SIM swapping. A hacker could take over your phone number, your email, and even know your password. But without physically holding your phone in their hand, they cannot get that 6-digit code. They are stopped cold. So let's set this up right step by step. First, go to the App Store on your phone and download an authenticator app. I recommend Google Authenticator for its simplicity, but Authy is also fantastic and has better backup options. For now, let's just get one installed. Done. Okay, now open your crypto app. Navigate to the Settings menu. You're looking for a section called Security or Privacy. Click on that. Inside, you'll see the option for two-factor authentication or 2FA. Select it. It will now present you with those two choices we talked about, SMS or Authenticator app. You are going to tap on Authenticator app. Now, this next screen is the most important part of this entire process. Pay close attention. The app is going to show you two things: a QR code, which looks like a square barcode, and right below it, a long string of random letters and numbers. This string of text is your secret key, your recovery code. Do not just scan the QR code and click Next. I repeat, do not skip this step. You must write down that secret key. Get a physical pen and a piece of paper. Not a note on your computer, not a screenshot, not an email to yourself. A hacker who gets into your computer would find those in a second. Write it down, double-check that every letter and number is correct, and then store that piece of paper somewhere incredibly safe. Think of it like the deed to your house or a bar of gold. Put it in a fireproof safe, a bank safety deposit box, or a sealed envelope hidden where nobody would ever think to look. Here's why this is non-negotiable. If you ever lose your phone, if it gets stolen, if you drop it in a lake, that authenticator app is gone. The only way you will ever be able to regain access to your crypto account is by using that secret key you wrote down. You would download the authenticator app on your new phone, but instead of scanning a QR code, you would choose the option to manually enter a setup key. You would type in the code from that piece of paper, and just like that, your account would be restored. If you lose your phone and you don't have that key, your money could be locked away forever. The crypto exchange often can't help you. It's the digital equivalent of burying a treasure chest and losing the map. Okay, once you've written down and secured that key, you can proceed. Open your new authenticator app. Tap the plus sign to add a new account. It will give you the option to scan a QR code. Point your phone's camera at the QR code on your crypto app screen. Instantly, a new entry for your crypto app will appear in your authenticator. You'll see the name of the exchange and a 6-digit number that changes every 30 seconds. The final step is to link the two. Your crypto app is now asking you to verify the setup by entering a code from your authenticator. Look at your authenticator app, type the current 6-digit code into the crypto app, and hit confirm or enable. And that's it. You've done it. Your account is now secured like a professional's. From now on, whenever you log in or try to make a significant change like withdrawing funds, you'll need to enter your password and the current 6-digit code from your authenticator app. You have just built your digital fortress. So your account is now a digital fortress. But a fortress is no good without any treasure inside. The next step is to actually get money into your crypto account so you can make your first purchase. This involves connecting your bank account, and there are a few ways to do it. Some are fast and expensive, others are slow and cheap. In the next part, we'll break down exactly how to link your bank account safely and choose the best deposit method for you, so you don't waste a single dollar on unnecessary fees. Alright, let's get that money into your account. This is often the moment where people get a little nervous, and I get it. You're about to connect your hard-earned cash from your traditional bank account to this new, shiny crypto app. Feels like a big step because it is. But I want you to know the system is designed to be incredibly secure, arguably even more secure than swiping your debit card at a gas station. When you go to add a payment method, you're almost always going to see an option like Link Bank Account. When you click it, you probably won't be typing your bank routing and account numbers directly into the crypto app itself. Instead, a little window will pop up. This is usually powered by a service called Plaid. Think of Plaid as a super secure, trusted middleman. It's the bouncer at the club. You show your ID to the bouncer confirms you're good to go, and then lets you into the club. The bouncer doesn't go telling everyone inside your home address and your date of birth. Plaid works the same way. You log into your bank through Plaid's secure window. Plaid confirms with your bank that you have the funds, and then it creates a secure token, a digital handshake, between your bank and the crypto app. The crypto app never sees or stores your actual bank login or password. It just gets the green light from the trusted bouncer. This is the same technology used by Venmo, Robinhood, and thousands of other financial apps. It is the industry standard for a reason. So you'll click Link Bank, search for your bank, whether it's Chase, Bank of America, or a small local credit union, and you'll log in with your username and password just like you would on your bank's own website. Once you do that, your account is linked. Easy. Now comes the most important decision you're going to make in this step. How do you actually move the money? You've opened the door, but now you have to choose which path to walk. This is the classic tale of the tortoise versus the hare. Speed versus cost. And understanding the difference will save you a ton of money over your crypto journey. Your first option, the one I recommend for 99% of beginners, is the tortoise. This is called an ACH transfer. ACH stands for Automated Clearinghouse, which is just a fancy name for the standard network banks use to send money to each other. It's the same way your direct deposit from your job probably works. It's old, it's a little slow, but it's incredibly reliable, and most importantly, it is dirt cheap. Most crypto apps will charge you $0, nothing, for an ACH deposit. It is free money, just slower. When you choose ACH, you'll type in, say, $50. You'll hit confirm, and the money will usually appear in your crypto account as buying power, almost instantly. Here's the catch, the reason it's the tortoise. While you can use that $50 to buy crypto right away, you can't withdraw it or send it off the app for a few days, typically 3 to 5 business days. The app is essentially fronting you the money in good faith while it waits for the old, slow banking system to actually settle the transaction. For a beginner who plans to buy and hold, this delay doesn't matter at all. You're not trying to day trade and move money around in minutes. You're building a foundation. So you choose the free option. Now let's talk about the hair. The fast, flashy, and expensive option. This is using your debit card. When you choose to deposit funds with your debit card, the money is there, fully cleared, in seconds. It's instant. You can buy, sell, and withdraw it all in the same afternoon. But you pay a steep price for that speed. Most apps will charge you a fee of somewhere between 2.5% and 4% for a debit card transaction. Let's put that in perspective. If you deposit $1,000 using a free ACH transfer, you have $1,000 to invest. If you deposit that same $1,000 using a debit card with a 3.5% fee, you will instantly lose $35. It's just gone. You now only have $965 to invest. Before you've even made your first trade, you're already in the hole. You have to make a 3.6% profit just to break even. It's a massive, unnecessary handicap. So why would anyone ever use the debit card option? The only real reason is extreme urgency. Let's say Bitcoin has a sudden massive crash, and you believe it's the buying opportunity of a lifetime and you have no cash settled in your account. In that one specific scenario, paying the $35 fee to get your $1,000 in immediately might be worth it if you think the price will rebound by more than your fee. But for your first deposit, for just getting started, it is financial suicide. Avoid it. Always choose the tortoise. There's a third option you might see, which is a wire transfer. Think of this as the heavyweight champion. Wire transfers are for large amounts of money. They're faster than ACH, usually clearing the same day, but they have a flat fee. Your bank will charge you maybe $25 or $30 to send the wire, and the crypto exchange might charge a fee to receive it. This makes absolutely no sense for a $100 deposit. But if you were planning to invest, say $50,000, paying a $30 flat fee is a much better deal than paying a 3.5% debit card fee, which would be over $1,700. So remember, ACH for starting out, wire for going big, and debit card for emergencies only. So let's do it. Let's make your first deposit. Go to the deposit screen, select your newly linked bank account, and choose the ACH transfer method. And I want you to start small. $20, $50, an amount that you are completely comfortable with. This isn't about getting rich today. This is about learning the process, getting a feel for the buttons, and building your confidence. Type in the amount, swipe to confirm, and that's it. The money is on its way. You'll see the balance in your account, but you might also see a little note that says, funds on hold, or pending deposit. Do not panic. This is that 3 to 5 day waiting period we talked about. It's the tortoise making its slow and steady journey from your bank. It's a completely normal part of the process. Your money is safe. Congratulations. You have successfully navigated the banking system and funded your crypto account. You've officially bridged the old world of finance with the new. You have cash in the system ready to deploy. You are on the 5-yard line about to score your first touchdown. But this next step, this is where 90% of beginners make their biggest, most costly mistake. You see the big green buy button. It looks so simple. But clicking that button without understanding how you're buying is like walking onto a car lot and telling the salesman, "I'll pay whatever you want." There are two fundamental ways to buy: a market order and a limit order. One is for amateurs and the other is for professionals. One guarantees you get your crypto instantly, but at potentially a terrible price. The other lets you name your price, giving you total control. Choosing the wrong one can cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars over time, and the apps often push you towards the more expensive option by default. In the next part, we're going to pull back the curtain on how trading actually works, and I'll show you how to place your very first order like a pro, ensuring you get the absolute best price possible. Alright, let's dive in. When you open up the trading screen for the first time, it can look incredibly intimidating. You've got flashing numbers, red and green charts, and a list of prices that seems to be changing every millisecond. Most people get overwhelmed, see a big green buy button, and just smash it, hoping for the best. This is exactly what these apps want you to do, because that big green button is almost always a market order, and a market order is the fastest way to pay more than you have to. So let's demystify this screen. What you're looking at is not a casino slot machine. It's a dynamic marketplace, like a global flea market that never sleeps. And the most important part of this market is something called the order book. Forget the crazy charts for a second and just focus on the order book. It's usually a list of numbers in 2 columns. One in green, one in red. The green column represents all the buyers. These are real people just like you who have placed orders saying, I want to buy Bitcoin, and here's the maximum price I'm willing to pay. This is called a bid. The list is sorted so the person willing to pay the highest price is at the top. The red column represents all the sellers. These are people who already own Bitcoin and have placed orders saying, I want to sell my Bitcoin, and here's the minimum price I'm willing to accept. This is called an ask. This list is also sorted so the person willing to sell for the lowest price is at the top. Think of it like a public negotiation board. On one side you have the highest offer to buy. On the other, you have the lowest offer to sell. The tiny gap in price between these 2 numbers is called the spread. And understanding this spread is the key to not getting ripped off. Now let's talk about that big green buy button, the market order. When you place a market order, you are essentially telling the app, I don't care about the price, just give me the crypto right now. The system immediately looks at the order book, finds the person selling for the lowest price, the top of the red list, and executes your trade. It's instant, it's easy, and it's convenient. But convenience has a cost. What if you're buying a significant amount? Your single market order might be so large that it buys up all the crypto from the cheapest seller. Then, it automatically moves to the next cheapest seller and the next and the next. Each one is a little more expensive. By the time your order is filled, the average price you paid could be noticeably higher than the price you saw on the screen. This is called slippage. Slippage is the price you pay for impatience. It's a hidden fee, a tax on wanting things now. And over dozens or hundreds of trades, it adds up to a serious amount of money left on the table. So how do the pros do it? They almost never use market orders. Instead, they use something far more powerful: a limit order. A limit order is the complete opposite of a market order. Instead of saying, give it to me now at any price, you are saying, I will only buy this crypto if the price hits my target or lower. You are in total control. You name your price. Let's use an analogy. A market order is like walking onto a car lot, pointing at a car and shouting, I'll take it. You pay whatever the sticker price is. A limit order is like walking up to the salesman and saying, I love this car, but I'm only willing to pay $25,000 for it. Not a penny more. Here's my number. Call me if you can make that happen. You're no longer just a price taker. You become a price maker. You are adding your own bid to the green side of the order book. So let's walk through placing your very first limit order. You've picked your crypto, let's say it's Bitcoin. You go to the Bitcoin trading page. You'll see the option to buy or sell. You click buy. Now somewhere on this screen, usually right near the top, you'll see a drop-down or a toggle that says market. This is the default. This is the trap. You're going to click on that and change it to limit. The screen will change slightly. Now instead of just asking how much you want to buy, it will ask for 2 things: a limit price and an amount. This is where the magic happens. First, look at the order book. Let's say the lowest seller, the top of the red list, is asking for $30,005 for 1 Bitcoin. And the highest buyer, the top of the green list, is bidding $30,000. The spread is $5. If you place a market order, you'd instantly buy at $30,005. But we're smarter than that. With our limit order, we get to choose our price. You could set your limit price to $30,000. You're essentially saying, I'm willing to get in line with the other top buyers. If a seller gets desperate and decides to sell at our price, my order will get filled. Or you could get even more strategic. Maybe you think the price is going to dip a little in the next few hours. You could set your limit price at $29,950. Now you're not even at the front of the line. You're waiting for the price to come to you. Once you've set your limit price, you enter the amount you want to purchase. You can either type in how much Bitcoin you want, or how many US dollars you want to spend. The app will calculate the other side for you. So you might put in $100 as the amount you want to spend at your chosen limit price. Then you hit the place by order button. Now what happens? Your order doesn't fill instantly. Instead, it appears on the order book. It's now a public bid sitting there waiting for the market price to drop and meet it. It might take a few minutes, a few hours, or it might not happen at all if the price shoots up instead. And I know what you're thinking. What if it never gets filled? That's the beautiful part. Your money isn't gone. The order is just open. If you get impatient, or if you change your mind, you can cancel it at any time with a single click at no cost. The funds are immediately returned to your account, and you can place a new limit order at a different price. It gives you all the power and none of the risk of overpaying. The exact same logic applies when you want to sell. Instead of hitting that big red sell button and taking whatever the highest buyer is offering at that second, you place a limit sell order. You set the absolute minimum price you are willing to accept. You're saying, I will not sell my crypto for a penny less than this price. Your order then goes on the red side of the order book, waiting for a buyer to be willing to meet your price. This one simple change, switching from market to limit orders, is probably the single biggest differentiator between amateur crypto investors and people who do this seriously. It's the difference between reacting to the market and making the market react to you. It saves you from slippage, it forces you to be disciplined about your entry and exit prices, and it puts you back in the driver's seat. So you've done it. You've outsmarted the default settings, you've analyzed the marketplace, and you've placed a strategic order to buy your first piece of crypto at the price you wanted. Your order gets filled and you get a notification. Congratulations! You are now officially a crypto owner. But this brings up a terrifyingly important question. You now own this digital asset, but where is it, really? It's sitting in your account on the app, but do you actually control it? The shocking answer for most people is no. And if you don't understand why, you risk losing everything you just bought. In the next part, we need to have a serious talk about security, wallets, and the single most important phrase in all of crypto. Not your keys, not your coins. Trust me, you cannot afford to miss this. It's the ultimate crypto nightmare. Imagine you have a small gray hard drive, about the size of a deck of cards. And on that hard drive, you have the keys to a digital fortune. 7,002 Bitcoin to be exact. At its peak, that was worth nearly $500 million. Today, it's still worth over $200 million. Enough money to change your life, your family's life for generations. There's just one problem. You've forgotten the password. You get 10 guesses. That's it. After the 10th wrong guess, the drive will encrypt itself forever, and the fortune will be lost to the digital void. You've already used 8 of your 10 guesses. You have 2 chances left. This isn't a movie plot. This is the true story of a programmer in San Francisco named Stephen Thomas. For over a decade, he has been staring at a fortune he can see, but cannot touch. He owns the Bitcoin, but he doesn't have the key. This story, this nightmare, is the single best explanation for why we're having this conversation right now. It gets to the very heart of the most important principle in this entire space. Not your keys, not your coins. So what are these keys we keep talking about? Think of it like a special kind of mailbox. Your crypto address, the long string of letters and numbers you use to receive crypto, is your public key. It's like your home address or your email address. You can give it to anyone in the world. They can send you mail, or in this case, crypto, and it will arrive safely in your mailbox. It's public. No danger in sharing it. But to open that mailbox and get what's inside, you need a different key. A physical key that you keep in your pocket. That is your private key. It is the single piece of information that proves you are the owner of the crypto in that mailbox. Whoever holds that private key has absolute, total control. They can open the box and do whatever they want with the contents. Your private key is not just a password. It's a secret. It's a bearer instrument, like a signed blank check. If someone else gets it, it's not like they can just pretend to be you. In the world of crypto, they are you. There is no bank to call, no fraud department to file a report with. The blockchain only knows one thing. Does the transaction have the right key? If yes, it's valid. End of story. Now let's go back to the app you just used, whether it was Coinbase, Kraken, or another big exchange. When you bought your first crypto, you saw it appear in your account. Feels like it's yours. But here is the critical multi-million-dollar question. Who actually holds the private key to that crypto? The answer? They do. The exchange does. When you leave your assets on a centralized exchange, you are giving them custody of your private keys. You have an IOU. You have a promise from them that when you want to sell or send your crypto, they'll sign the transaction for you using the keys they hold on your behalf. In a way, it's just like a traditional bank. You deposit your cash, you see the balance in your account, but the bank is the one holding the actual physical dollars in their vault. You are trusting them to be good custodians. And for the last 70 years, that trust has mostly worked out in the banking world. But the crypto world is the Wild West. And we have seen time and time again what happens when that trust is broken. Remember FTX? One of the biggest, most trusted exchanges in the world, with Super Bowl ads and celebrity endorsements. They went bankrupt almost overnight. Millions of users who thought they owned billions of dollars in crypto suddenly found out all they owned was a spot in a very, very long line in bankruptcy court. Their crypto was gone, used by the company as its own personal piggy bank. Why? Because the users never held their own keys. They trusted a custodian, and the custodian failed. This is the essence of not your keys, not your coins. If you are not the one holding that secret, all-powerful private key, then you don't truly own your crypto. You own a promise from someone else. And in the world of finance, promises can be broken. So, if leaving it on the exchange is risky for the long term, what's the alternative? The answer is self-custody, taking control of your own private keys. And you do this using something called a crypto wallet. Now, the term wallet is a little misleading. Your crypto doesn't actually live inside the wallet the way cash lives in your leather billfold. Remember, the crypto always lives on the blockchain, which is a global decentralized ledger. A crypto wallet is better thought of as a keychain. It's a piece of software or hardware that securely stores and manages your private keys, allowing you to interact with the blockchain and prove you own your assets. There are two main categories of wallets you need to know about: hot wallets and cold wallets. A hot wallet is a software wallet. It's an app on your phone or a browser extension on your computer. Examples you might hear about are MetaMask, Trust Wallet, or Exodus. They are called hot because they are connected to the internet. This makes them incredibly convenient. You can quickly send, receive, and interact with all sorts of crypto applications. Think of a hot wallet like the wallet you carry in your pocket every day. You keep a bit of cash in it, a couple of credit cards. It's convenient for daily spending. But you wouldn't walk around with your entire life savings stuffed in your back pocket, right? It's connected to the world, which makes it incredibly useful, but also more vulnerable to online threats like hackers and malware. A cold wallet, on the other hand, is a hardware wallet. This is a small physical device, usually looking like a USB stick, made by companies like Ledger or Trezor. It's called cold because it stores your private keys completely offline. It is never exposed to the internet. When you want to make a transaction, you connect the device to your computer, but the private key itself never leaves the hardware device. You use the physical buttons on the device to approve the transaction. A hacker could have complete control of your computer, see your screen, log your keystrokes, and they still would not be able to steal your crypto because they can't physically press the button on the device in your hand. A cold wallet is like your personal, fireproof safe at home or a vault at a bank. It's for storing your most valuable assets for the long term. It's less convenient for daily use, but it offers a fortress of security that a hot wallet simply cannot match. Now, here's the most important part of this entire video. When you set up your own wallet for the first time, whether it's a hot or cold one, it will generate a master key. This isn't your private key. It's something even more powerful. It's called your seed phrase or recovery phrase. It will be a list of 12 or 24 simple English words, presented in a specific order. Words like ocean, anchor, victory, galaxy. This sequence of words is the blueprint for all of your private keys. It is the one and only backup for your entire wallet. If your phone gets run over by a bus, or your hardware wallet falls into the ocean, you can buy a new device, enter those 24 words in the correct order, and your entire portfolio will be restored instantly. This seed phrase is, without exaggeration, the most sensitive piece of information you will ever own. You must protect it like it's the key to your family's future, because it is. So, how do you protect it? First, what you absolutely must not do. Do not save it in a text file on your computer. Do not email it to yourself. Do not store it in your phone's Notes app or in a password manager. And for the love of everything, never ever ever take a picture of it with your phone. Any digital copy of your seed phrase is a target for hackers. It is one file, one hack, one data breach away from you losing everything. Here is what you must do. When your wallet gives you those words, you get a pen, and you write them down on a piece of paper. Check them twice, 3 times. Store that piece of paper somewhere incredibly safe and secret. Even better, etch it onto a piece of metal so it's fireproof and waterproof. Some people store one copy in a safe at home, and a second copy in a safe deposit box at a bank or with a trusted family member. This is the moment you graduate. This is the moment you truly take ownership. But it comes with a heavy responsibility. There is no forgot my seed phrase button. There is no customer support line to call. If you lose those words, your crypto is gone. Forever. You will be just like Stephen Thomas, staring at a fortune you can see, but can never ever touch. You are your own bank. That is the single most revolutionary, empowering, and frankly terrifying concept in all of crypto. The power is entirely in your hands. Now that you understand the stakes and the difference between holding crypto on an exchange versus in your own wallet, it's time to put it into practice. It's time to actually become your own bank. So how do you do it? How do you mint the keys to your own financial kingdom? You start by choosing your vault. In the world of crypto, this vault is called a wallet. And for your first step, we're going to use what's known as a software wallet or a hot wallet. Think of it like this. A bank's vault is where they keep the gold bars. It's cold, secure, offline, and hard to access. That's a cold storage hardware wallet, and we'll get to that later. It's the ultimate in security. But you don't go to a bank vault to buy a cup of coffee. For your daily spending, for your walking around money, you use a high-quality leather wallet in your pocket. It's convenient, it's accessible, it's on you. That's a software wallet. It lives as an app on your phone or computer, connected to the internet, ready to go. And just like a real wallet, you wouldn't carry your entire life savings in it. But it's essential for interacting with the digital economy. There are many great software wallets out there like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, or Phantom. For this guide, we're going to use one called Exodus, because it's known for being incredibly user-friendly, and it supports a ton of different cryptocurrencies, making it a fantastic choice for beginners. But the principles we're about to cover are universal. They apply to almost every single self-custody wallet you will ever use. This is the foundational skill. Your first quest is to go to the official App Store on your phone, the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, and search for Exodus. Now pause. This is your first test. The digital world is full of traps, and one of the most common is fake wallet apps. Scammers create clones that look identical to the real thing, designed to steal your funds the second you use them. So be vigilant. Look for the one with the correct logo, the highest number of downloads, and positive reviews. Check the developer name. Go to the official Exodus website on a computer, and use their direct link to the App Store if you want to be 100% certain. Do not just click a random link you see on social media. This is step one of becoming your own bank. Protecting the entrance to the vault before you've even built it. Once you've downloaded and opened the official app, you'll be given a choice. Create a new wallet, or import an existing wallet. You're starting from scratch. You are forging this new reality. You will tap Create a New Wallet. The screen will go dark for a moment. The app is working. In the background, in a flurry of complex cryptography, it is generating something that has never existed before and will never exist again. It is generating your private keys. And from those keys, it is about to present you with the single most important piece of information you will ever own in your crypto journey. This is not an exaggeration. What you are about to see is your secret recovery phrase. Sometimes it's called a seed phrase or a mnemonic phrase. It will be a list of 12, and sometimes 24 simple English words in a specific order. I need you to listen to me very carefully. These are not just words. This is not a password you can reset. This is not a username you can recover. These 12 words are the master key to your crypto. They are the blueprint. They are the very DNA of your wealth. With these 12 words in their correct order, you can restore your entire wallet and all of its contents on any new phone, any new computer, anywhere in the world at any time forever. If your phone falls into the ocean, you can get a new phone, download Exodus, and use these 12 words to bring your funds back from the digital ether. If your house burns down, these 12 words can rebuild your crypto portfolio from the ashes. But this absolute power comes with absolute responsibility, because if anyone else in the world gets their hands on these 12 words, they can do the exact same thing. They can steal every last cent you have, and there is no one you can call to get it back. There is no customer support hotline for decentralization. There is no crypto 911. You are the bank, which means you are also the head of security. So we are going to perform a sacred ritual. Get a pen and a piece of paper. Not a notes app. Not a text message to yourself. Not a Google document, pen and paper. Write down the 12 words exactly as they appear, in the correct order. Number them from 1 to 12. Double-check the spelling. Triple-check the order. Now let's talk about what you must never do with this phrase. Never take a screenshot of it. Your phone's photo album is often backed up to the cloud, making it a prime target for hackers. A screenshot is a digital breadcrumb leading straight to your vault. Never save it in a digital text file on your computer or in an email to yourself. That is the equivalent of taping your house key to your front door. Never store it in a password manager. Password managers are great for passwords, but this is not a password. It's a key. Storing it there makes that manager a single point of failure for your entire crypto net worth. And most importantly, never ever give these 12 words to anyone who asks for them online. Scammers will pretend to be technical support or wallet administrators. They will create elaborate stories about how they need your phrase to verify your account or fix an issue. They are lying. Every single one of them. No legitimate company will ever ask for your recovery phrase. To give it to them is to hand them the keys and watch them drive away with your car. The crypto graveyards are filled with the digital ghosts of people who screenshotted their phrase or fell for a support agent scam. Don't be one of them. So what do you do with this piece of paper? You treat it like the treasure map it is. You make 2 or 3 copies. You store them in different secure physical locations. Put one in a fireproof safe in your home. Put another in a safety deposit box at a bank. Give a 3rd copy in a sealed, tamper-proof envelope to a deeply trusted family member, without telling them exactly what it is, only that it's critically important in an emergency. Protect these pieces of paper from fire, from water, and from prying eyes. This is your financial lifeblood. Once you have written the words down, the app will test you. It will say, "Please verify your recovery phrase," and ask you to tap the words in the correct order. This isn't the app being difficult. This is the app ensuring that you, the user, understand the gravity of what you now possess. It's a confirmation that you have secured the master key before it allows you to proceed. Once you pass the test, you're in. The doors to your vault swing open. You'll see a clean interface. A list of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum with a balance of 0 next to them. You'll see buttons that say send and receive. Congratulations! You've done it. You've created a wallet that is yours and yours alone. No government can freeze it. No bank can seize it. No corporation can control it. It is a piece of the new financial world that belongs entirely to you. Now look for the receive button. If you tap it and select a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, you'll see a long string of letters and numbers and a QR code. This is your public address. This is the other side of the coin. While your 12-word recovery phrase is the ultimate secret, your public address is, as the name implies, public. It's safe to share. This is one of the most brilliant parts of crypto. Think of it like a mailbox. Anyone can know your home address to send you a letter. They can walk up and drop mail through the slot, but only you have the key to open the mailbox and take the contents out. Your public address is the mail slot. Your secret recovery phrase is the key. You can post this address on Twitter, give it to a friend, or use it to send crypto from an exchange. People can only put crypto into it. They can never take anything out. You have now forged the key and built the vault. You understand the difference between the secret key that opens it from the inside and the public address that receives deposits from the outside. You are standing on the threshold holding the blueprint to your own bank. And in the next step, we're going to make your first deposit. We're going to take that crypto you bought on the exchange and send it on its first journey, a journey home to your wallet, to your custody. This is the moment it all becomes real. Because up until this point, what you own is technically a promise. It's an IOU from a multi-billion-dollar company, a line item in their database that says you are entitled to a certain amount of digital currency. And while that's great for getting started, it's not the revolution. It's not the core idea of this entire space. The core idea is self-sovereignty. It's the elimination of the middleman. It's you and only you being in control of your assets. This next step is your declaration of independence. So let's open up that self-custody wallet we set up. Whether it's MetaMask, Trust Wallet, or Phantom, open it up. You're going to see your main screen probably showing a balance of 0. That's about to change. Somewhere near the top, you're going to see a long string of letters and numbers. It usually starts with 0x. This is your public address. Think of it like the GPS coordinates to your personal digital vault. It's the address you give to people when they want to send you money. It is completely safe to share this address with anyone. You can post it on a billboard and no one can use it to take your funds. They can only use it to send funds to you. Go ahead and find the button that lets you copy this address. It's usually an icon of 2 overlapping squares. Click it. You've just copied the destination for your crypto's first voyage. Now switch back to your exchange app, your Coinbase, your Kraken, your Gemini. You're going back to the place you bought the crypto. Find the asset you purchased. Let's say it was Ethereum. Tap on it. You should see options like buy, sell, convert, and the ones we're looking for, send and receive. Or it might be called withdraw. We want to send or withdraw. Click that button. The exchange is now going to ask you for 3 critical pieces of information: the amount you want to send, the address you're sending it to, and the network you want to use. Let's break these down because this is the most important high-stakes moment you've had so far. First, the address. The app is asking for that long string of characters you just copied from your wallet. Go ahead and paste it in the field labeled to or recipient address. And now stop. Do not do anything else. Read this next part twice. The single biggest mistake a beginner can make in crypto is sending funds to the wrong address. On the blockchain, there are no do-overs. There is no customer service line to call to reverse a transaction. There is no undo button. If you send your crypto to the wrong address, it is gone. Forever. It's the digital equivalent of putting $1,000 in an envelope, writing a random address on it, and dropping it in a mailbox. You will never see it again. So how do we make sure we get it right? We verify. We never ever just trust the copy and paste. We use a simple method. Look at the first 4 or 5 characters of the address you pasted into the exchange app. Now switch back to your wallet app. Do those first few characters match exactly? Good. Now look at the last 4 or 5 characters of the address in the exchange app. Switch back to your wallet. Do they also match exactly? If the first 5 and the last 5 characters match, you can be 99.9% sure the entire address is correct. Do this every single time. It's the simple habit that separates pros from people who lose their money. Okay, the address is verified. Now for the amount. Here is the second pro tip that will save you a world of anxiety. We are not going to send all of your crypto at once. We are going to send a test amount first. Tiny fraction. If you bought $100 worth, we're going to send $5. Or even $1. Why? Because we want to make sure the pipes are connected correctly before we send the whole shipment. We're sending a scout ahead to make sure the path is clear. So, in the amount field, put in a very small number. Finally, the network. This one can be confusing, but it's simple if you use an analogy. Think of networks like different shipping companies. You have FedEx, UPS, and the Postal Service. They all deliver packages, but they are separate systems. You can't drop a FedEx package in a UPS Dropbox and expect it to arrive. In crypto, you have networks like Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, Avalanche. They are the digital shipping companies. The most important rule is that the sending network and the receiving network must be the same. Your wallet address is like your home address. It's the same for FedEx and UPS. But you have to tell the sender which company to use. Since you're a beginner, we're going to keep this incredibly simple. If you are sending Ethereum, you're almost always going to use the Ethereum network, also called ERC20. If you're sending Solana, you'll use the Solana network. The app will usually default to the correct, native network for the coin you're sending. For your first time, stick with the default. Just make sure your wallet supports that network, which for major coins like Ethereum, it almost certainly will. So to recap, we've pasted the address and triple-checked the first and last characters. We've put in a tiny test amount. And we've selected the correct network, which is usually the default. You're going to see one last thing, a fee. It might be called a network fee or gas fee. This is not the exchange taking your money. This is the cost of using the blockchain. You are paying the decentralized network of computers around the world a small fee to process and secure your transaction. It's the toll for using the financial highway. This fee can change depending on how busy the network is. Just accept it as the cost of doing business in this new world. Now take a breath. Review everything one last time. Address, amount, network. If it all looks good, press the button. Send, confirm, withdraw, whatever it says. The exchange will likely ask for a 2-factor authentication code from your authenticator app or an SMS code. This is for your security. Enter it, and then it's done. The transaction has been broadcast to the world. The exchange will show you a confirmation screen, and on it, you'll see something called a transaction ID or transaction hash. This is your public receipt. It's a unique code for your transaction that proves you sent it. You can even click on it and it will take you to a website called a block explorer, like Etherscan for Ethereum. This looks intimidating, but it's basically just a public tracking page for your crypto package. It will show you where your funds are coming from, where they're going, and whether the transaction is pending or has been successfully completed. This is the radical transparency of the blockchain. Now we wait. And this is the part that feels a little strange. Depending on how busy the network is, it could take 30 seconds, it could take 5 minutes, it could sometimes take longer. Don't panic. Go back to your self-custody wallet app. Pull down on the screen to refresh it. And then, there it is. The balance is no longer zero. That $1, that $5 you sent has arrived. It's home. The feeling you have right now is the entire point. That crypto is not on Coinbase anymore. It's not in a bank's database. It is in a piece of software on your phone to which only you hold the keys. It is yours in the truest sense of the word. You can send it anywhere in the world to anyone at any time without asking for permission. You've successfully completed the test transaction. The path is clear. Now you know exactly what to do. You're going to repeat the exact same process for the rest of your funds. Go back to the exchange. Hit send again. Paste the same verified address. Select the same network. But this time, enter the remaining amount. Confirm everything. And send it. A few minutes later, when you refresh your wallet again, you'll see your full balance. Sitting there. Secure. Under your control. You have just performed your first act of true financial self-custody. You've moved value across a global, decentralized network and taken possession of it yourself. You've become your own bank. This is the fundamental building block for everything that comes next. Because now that your assets are truly yours, in your own wallet, you've unlocked the entire universe of decentralized applications. And these applications, or dApps as they're called, are where the real magic happens. Think of it like this: the big centralized exchange where you first bought your crypto? That was the airport. It was safe, familiar, and it got you into the country. But you were stuck in the terminal. Getting your own self-custody wallet, that was you finally stepping out of the airport doors. You can feel the new air, see the new city. The rules are different here. The possibilities are endless. And your wallet is your passport, your ID, and your bank account all rolled into one. So what's the first thing you do in this new city? You go to the town square, the central marketplace. In the world of crypto, this is called a decentralized exchange, or a DEX. This is fundamentally different from the exchange you used before. A centralized exchange like Coinbase or Kraken is a company. They have a CEO, an office, and a big database that keeps track of who owns what. They are the middleman for every single trade. DEXs, well, it's just code. It's a public marketplace that runs on the blockchain itself, open 24/7 with no company in charge. It's a set of smart contracts that allow any two people in the world to trade directly from their own wallets, without ever giving up control of their funds to a third party. This is a monumental shift. It's the difference between asking a powerful broker to trade on your behalf and walking into the world's biggest open-air bazaar to trade directly with other merchants. And the largest, most famous bazaar in this new digital world is called Uniswap. There are others like SushiSwap or PancakeSwap, but Uniswap is the original pioneer, the grand central station of decentralized trading. So let's go there. Your first interaction with a true dApp. You open your web browser and you navigate to the Uniswap website. And the very first thing you need to do is be incredibly careful. Because this is an open frontier, there are impersonators. You must always double-check that you are on the official correct URL. Bookmark it. Never click on a link from a random email or a direct message. This is step one of being your own bank. Security is your responsibility. Once you're on the real site, you'll see an option in the top corner that says, Connect Wallet. This is the universal handshake of the decentralized web. You're not creating an account with a username and password. You're not giving them your email or your social security number. You are simply giving the application permission to read the public information in your wallet. When you click that button, your MetaMask or Trust wallet will pop up, asking for your permission. It will say, Uniswap wants to connect to your account. This will allow it to see your address and token balances. Notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't say, allow Uniswap to spend your money. This initial connection is a view-only step. It's like showing your ID at the door of a club. They can see who you are, but they can't reach into your pocket. You approve the connection and instantly the website changes. It now shows your wallet address and your balances. You are now plugged into the global crypto marketplace. This is a moment to pause and appreciate. You, sitting at your computer, have just connected your personal sovereign bank account to a global permissionless financial protocol. No one could stop you. No application form, no credit check, no waiting period. This is the promise of Web3 in action. Now let's do something. Let's make a trade, or as it's called here, a swap. Let's say you have some Ethereum in your wallet, but you've been reading about a new, interesting project with its own token that isn't available on the big centralized exchanges yet. This is one of the primary reasons people come to a DEX, to get access to the new wave of innovation, long before the mainstream catches on. On the Uniswap interface, you'll see two boxes. In the top box, you select the asset you want to trade from. In this case, Ethereum. In the bottom box, you select the asset you want to trade to. You'll see a list of popular tokens, but you can also paste in the unique contract address of almost any token in existence to trade it. You type in how much Ethereum you want to spend, and the interface instantly calculates how much of the new token you'll receive based on the current market price. This price isn't set by some central authority. It's determined by a liquidity pool, which is just a big pot of two tokens supplied by other users from around the world. The smart contract automatically adjusts the price based on the ratio of those two tokens in the pot. It's pure, transparent supply and demand mathematics, executed by code. Once you're happy with the quote, you click the swap button. Now your wallet pops up again. And this time the request is different. This is the real deal. Your wallet will show you exactly what you're about to do. Allow Uniswap to spend X amount of your Ethereum to receive Y amount of the new token. It will also show you an estimated gas fee. This is another critical concept. Gas is the transaction fee you pay to the network itself, not to Uniswap. It's the toll you pay to use the blockchain highway. Every transaction, whether it's a simple transfer or a complex swap, requires computational power from the thousands of computers that run the network. The gas fee compensates those computers for their work. This fee can be high or low depending on how busy the network is, just like surge pricing for a rideshare app during rush hour. You need to have enough Ethereum in your wallet not just for the swap itself, but also to cover this gas fee. You look at the transaction details in your wallet. You see the gas fee. You see the amount you're swapping. Everything looks correct. You click Confirm, and at that moment you have sent a command to the blockchain. Your request is broadcast to the entire global network. Within seconds, it will be picked up, verified, and permanently added to the distributed ledger. The smart contract will execute, pulling the Ethereum from your wallet and sending the new token back to you, all in one single atomic transaction. It either all happens or none of it happens. There's no risk of you sending your crypto and getting nothing in return. A few moments later, you see the confirmation. You open your wallet and there it is. The Ethereum is gone, and in its place is the new token. You just executed a trade on a global, decentralized exchange without an intermediary. You didn't trust a company. You trusted open source code and mathematics. You have now truly interacted with Web3. You've moved beyond simply buying and holding. You are now a participant. This single act of swapping on a DX is the gateway to everything else. It's the fundamental skill you need. Because with this ability, you can now access any digital asset, any new project, any corner of this burgeoning economy. You're no longer limited to the curated, walled garden selection of a centralized company. You have the freedom to explore the entire frontier. But this is just the first step inside the city walls. You visited the marketplace and traded some goods. But what if you could do more? What if you could put your assets to work? Instead of just trading at the bazaar, what if you could become one of the merchants, earning a fee on every trade that happens? What if you could use your assets as collateral to borrow other assets like a loan from a decentralized bank that never closes? What if you could lend out your crypto and earn interest becoming the bank yourself? This is the next layer of this universe. Swapping is just the beginning. The real power comes from what you do next, from participating in the very mechanics of this new financial system. It's a world of staking, of liquidity providing, of lending and borrowing, all happening on-chain, transparently, and accessible to anyone with an internet connection and a crypto wallet. And that is where we're going next. This next chapter is powered by a fundamentally different type of wallet. Not the one inside your Coinbase or Kraken account, but what's known as a self-custody or non-custodial wallet. Think of it like this: the wallet on an exchange is like a bank account. The bank holds your money, they secure it, and you ask their permission to move it. A self-custody wallet, apps like MetaMask, Phantom, or Trust Wallet, is like the physical wallet in your pocket. You hold the cash. You are the bank. You have total, absolute control. This is where you'll hear the most important phrase in all of crypto. Not your keys, not your coins. When you create a self-custody wallet, you're given a secret recovery phrase, usually 12 or 24 random words. This phrase is the master key to your funds. It is your funds. If you lose it, your crypto is gone forever. No customer support can help you. If someone else gets it, they can drain your wallet in seconds from anywhere in the world. You must write it down on paper, store it in multiple secure, offline locations, and never ever under any circumstances type it into a website or share it with anyone who claims to be support. This responsibility is immense, but so is the freedom it grants you. With this wallet, you become a direct participant in the decentralized economy. You don't ask a company for permission. You interact directly with code. Let's take a simple example: staking. In its simplest form, you can take a cryptocurrency like Ethereum, stake it to help secure the network, and in return, you earn more Ethereum as a reward. It's like earning interest, but instead of helping a bank, you're helping to run a global decentralized computer. You connect your self-custody wallet to a staking platform, you decide how much to stake, you approve the transaction, and that's it. Your crypto is now working for you 24/7 directly on the blockchain. Or let's talk about providing liquidity. Think about a currency exchange booth at the airport. They need to have both dollars and euros on hand to facilitate trades. Decentralized exchanges, or DEXs like Uniswap, work the same way. But instead of a company providing the cash, it's people like you and me. You can take two different tokens, say Ethereum and a stablecoin like USDC, deposit them into a liquidity pool, and every time someone trades between those two assets, you earn a tiny fraction of the trading fee. You are literally becoming the market. You are the bank. You are the exchange. You can lend out your stablecoins on platforms like Aave or Compound and earn interest rates that are often significantly higher than a traditional savings account, paid out in real time. Or you can use your crypto as collateral to borrow against it, without ever filling out a form or speaking to a loan officer. It's all just code, smart contracts executing transparently on the blockchain. This is the world of decentralized finance, or DeFi. It's the raw, untamed, and incredibly powerful frontier of this technology. But with great power comes great risk. This is not the curated, user-friendly garden of a centralized exchange. This is the Wild West. And you need to be smart to survive. The number one risk is smart contract risk. Every DeFi application is just a set of code, and sometimes that code has bugs or vulnerabilities that hackers can exploit, draining a protocol of all its funds. This is why it is absolutely critical to stick with large, well-established platforms that have been running for years and have undergone multiple security audits. Don't chase insane, unbelievable yields on brand new, anonymous projects. That's how you get burned. Then there's something called impermanent loss. This applies when you're a liquidity provider. It's a complex topic, but the simple version is this. If the prices of the two assets you deposited diverge wildly, the value of your holdings in the pool can end up being less than if you had just held them in your wallet. The fees you earn are meant to offset this risk, but it doesn't always work out. You need to understand this before you jump in. And finally, the most dangerous risk is you. Scammers in the DeFi space are relentless. They'll create fake websites that look identical to real ones to trick you into connecting your wallet and signing a malicious transaction. They'll airdrop a worthless token into your wallet, and when you try to sell it, it drains your other funds. They'll impersonate support staff in Discord or Telegram and ask for your seed phrase. Remember the golden rule. Never share your secret recovery phrase. Never. And always triple check the URL of the website you're connecting to. Be skeptical. Be paranoid. Your financial security depends on it. So where do we go from here? We've journeyed from the absolute basics, downloading your first app and buying a few dollars of Bitcoin, all the way to the bleeding edge of decentralized finance. We've covered the what, the why, and the how to get started. The path forward is yours to choose. Maybe you're happy just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and Ethereum on a trusted exchange, treating it as a long-term store of value. That is a perfectly valid and powerful strategy. Maybe you're intrigued by the potential of different altcoins and want to dedicate time to researching specific projects that could change industries. Or maybe you're captivated by the idea of DeFi, of putting your assets to work and becoming your own bank, and you're ready to take on the responsibility and the risks that come with it. There is no single right answer. The only wrong answer is to jump in blindly. The most valuable investment you can make in this space is not in any coin or token, but in your own education. Read, watch, learn. Start ridiculously small. Send $10 from an exchange to your own self-custody wallet just to see how it feels. Try swapping $1 worth of crypto on a decentralized exchange to understand the process. The cost of these first few learning transactions is the best tuition you will ever pay. Don't ever invest more than you are truly willing to lose, especially when you're starting out. This market is volatile and the technology is new, but it's also one of the most exciting technological and financial revolutions of our lifetime. You are no longer just a spectator. You now have the foundational knowledge to be a participant. You understand the difference between an exchange and a wallet, between holding and earning, between centralized control and decentralized freedom. You've taken the first most difficult step. You decided to learn. You've equipped yourself with the map. The territory is vast, and it's changing every single day. But now you know how to read the compass. You know which questions to ask and what dangers to look out for. This isn't just about money. It's about understanding the future of the internet, the future of finance, and the future of ownership. So keep learning, stay curious, and most importantly, stay safe. The journey is just beginning.